Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God. The creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary. His understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God. The creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary. His understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But all those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will walk and not be faint. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God. The creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary. His understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But all those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will walk and not be faint. The Lord is the everlasting God. The Lord is the everlasting God.
Hey guys, so today we're going to make pipe cleaner people because today we learned about how God made us, so we're going to make our own people.
So we're going to start off and you're going to have 3 pipe cleaners. So take one and put it in the middle and then crisscross the other 2 across it like this. And then you're just going to twist them so that they all stay in place. So just basically swap the positions of the pipe cleaners like this. So then you're going to have the arms and the legs with the head, like that. So next thing we're going to do is you're going to take one of the larger wooden beads and hold the top 2 together and put the larger bead through both of them. Like that, and that's going to be your person's head. Okay, and now we're going to cut straws into 1-inch pieces, and these are going to make up the arms and the legs.
So you're going to need 2 straws and you're going to cut them into 4 pieces. So you cut the top off first, and then the rest of them should be close to equal of the top one you cut off. Alright, so then you take 4 pieces of the straws and you make arms. So you just slide it on to both arms. And then you can fold over the end and make hands.
And now we're going to make the legs. So you're going to need 3 of the smaller beads to use. And this is the 3 beads are gonna kind of be like its belly, you could say. And then we're going to make the legs. So you slide your 3 beads on just like that.
On both of them.
Yes, they're both pipe cleaners at the bottom. And then you're going to take another straw and cut another 4 pieces about 1 inch big, like that.
Okay, so then you just slide the straw pieces onto the legs. So you would do
Just like
one on both legs, and then you would take a bead and put in the middle, like your knees. Okay, and then you would put the other 2 on both legs. Like this. And then you can fold over the leftover parts and make feet. Alright, so then the next step is hair. And you can do whatever you want with the hair. It can sit straight up, you can make a ponytail, you can just kind of fold it over, you can make it long, short, whatever you want to do.
Just like that. And there you go, you have pipe cleaner people.
Hey guys, welcome to our first ever Vacation Bible School online, or what we're calling a virtual VBS. My name is Jordan, and normally this is the time of year where we would get to be with you guys in person, getting to sing some songs, do some hand motions, learn some memory verses, play some games, tell some Bible stories, do some crafts. Normally we would get to do all this in person. And I'm really sorry we don't get to this year. I know things have been crazy, but we really wanted to get to share with you guys what we thought might be the most helpful or important message with you guys through the crafts and through the worship and through this teaching time. And that for us is the message of the gospel. Because I know the message of the gospel helps us really understand who we are and who we were made to be. And so we're going to talk a little bit about different pieces of the gospel so that after 5 days, after we've gone through all the videos, we'll have a really good understanding of who are we to God and who does God want us to be? Who has He made us to be? And so I'm excited that we get to spend this time in our little segment I'm calling Word from the Word, because we're going to get a word from God's Word, and it'll help us understand what is the message of the gospel. So welcome to Word for the Word. Let's dive in with our first video today. So in order for us to get started today, we need to do a little exercise first, okay? Are you ready? We need to get our hands out. I'm going to try not to knock over the letters. About to where our shoulders are, okay, right about there. And then we're going to stretch our fingers up really big, okay? And now here's where we're going to make some decisions, all right? I'm going to ask some questions, and then I'm going to count to 3. So I'll say something like, do you have a name? That's a pretty easy one. So if you have a name, I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And if you have a name, we're going to put our hands up really high, okay? And the answer will be yes. But if the answer is no, if we don't have a name or if we're forgetting our name, then we're going to put our hands down. All right? So we'll try this out. Ready? Do you have a name? 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Good. I see some of you might be a little confused and maybe we weren't sure whether I was going 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, but that's okay. We're gonna get this right, okay? So, our first question. Have you ever drawn a picture for one of your parents? Okay? 1, 2, 3. All right, good. I see some artists out there. That's fun. I'm glad you guys have drawn some pictures for your parents. It's cool. All right, let's do the second one. Have you ever made a gift for one of your siblings, like a brother or sister? Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, good job, good job. I see we've got some creative gifters out there. Okay, welcome to the show. Nice to meet you. All right, now let's try one more. If you haven't gotten it right, don't worry, we got this. Have you ever made a toy for you or your friends to play with? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, good job. I think we all answered on 3 that time. That was great. Thank you guys for playing along. The reason I wanted to ask these questions is because I think watching some of you guys raising your hands and stuff, you could tell we like to make things for other people. That's something that a lot of people like to do, is to make things for someone else. And usually when we make something for someone else, we have a reason for making it. And this fancy word for what is this reason that we would make something is called a purpose. So just to give you an example, my brother and I used to play Legos all the time. You would get sets where you'd build like a building or like a bus station or a grocery store or a car. And my brother would get Lego sets of Star Wars stuff. So he would be building spaceships and the base on Endor and all kinds of stuff like that. Now, my brother and I would build our different Lego sets, but then we would come together and we would play with them, right? Because if we put it on a shelf, then we just sit there and look at it, and that's not as much fun. So the purpose for why my brother and I built Legos was to play with them. The reason that we built our sets was we wanted to play with them when we were done. Okay, so that's kind of an example of what a purpose is. And I wanted to share this with you guys this morning because you and I were also made with a purpose. In fact, we see that at the very beginning of the Bible, in Genesis chapter 1, that God made us with a purpose. We're going to read Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 through 28 to find out what that purpose is. Okay, so this is Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 through 28. Then God said, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground." So, what do we get from these verses? Well, we first see that God made a bunch of stuff, right? We see that God made the earth, that God made the fish, he made the birds, he made the animals that crawled around on the ground, which would be like cats and dogs and snakes and spiders and centipedes and caterpillars, I guess a bunch of weird stuff too that also is on the ground. Some of those things I'm scared of. Maybe you guys are too. I don't like being around snakes. Hopefully you don't have one in your house. But God did make all of the animals and all the things we can see around us. But in these verses, we also learn that God made you and me. And in our memory verse today, which is Genesis 1:27, we see something very special about the way you and I are made. Genesis 1:27 says, "So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them." So what we learn about how God made you and I was he made us to live with him. This purpose that God has for you and for me is to live life with him. And we get that when it says that we were made in God's image. He made us to be with him. And that's a very special purpose, something that nothing else that God has ever made had that exact same purpose. And this is our big idea for us today, that you and I were made to live with God, that God made us to live with him. And this is very special, guys. Like we've said, nothing else has this. If you read through the rest of Genesis 1 and 2, and I think also into chapter 3, you see that God made a man named Adam and a woman named Eve. And he gave them some things to do. He told them to, take care of creation and to be fruitful, multiply. But what God did in giving them those tasks and in creating them was he made them to live with him. He walked with them. He hung out with them. He spent time with them. And guys, this is the purpose for you and for me, why we're alive today. We were made to live with God. And so we're going to talk about this a little bit more in the next few videos, because this is a really important thing. If this is what we're made to do, we got to understand what that means and what that looks like. So for today, understand that God made us for life with him. We're going to talk a little bit more about what that looks like in each of the coming videos. So stick with us, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Today we learn about how we were made for life with God. And our memory verse is Genesis 1:27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them.